Okay, I want to add to listening to the banter between these two. That's my favorite part of rehearsal.
Oh, what was your first show at Neptune, either watched or in? I can say that my first show at Neptune, I was in grade 11. I was living in Cape Breton, and my mom took me up to see my first Neptune show, which was incredibly exciting. And it was Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. That was my first show. It was in an old theater, and we sat way up in the balcony, and I remember it like it was yesterday.
First show that I saw at Neptune, I believe, was Man of La Mancha with Frank McKay. And I remember my mother telling me, because I grew up in Truro, going, he's from Truro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. So I felt like a kinship to this lead in this amazing musical that he was from where I was from. And the first show I was in was a play called Rough Waters with Emmy Alcorn, Raquel Duffy, Tom Gallant, and Frank McKay.
Would you rather be trapped in a cabin with Paul, Annie, or Buster?
God's sake. We're going Buster. Buster's the best guy.
No,
You gotta go Buster. Who's Paul? Like a oh dear.
well, Paul would, I don't know, depends if he was writing. If he's in a writing cabin,
Oh,
then he'd just be off doing his own thing. You could have the tub all to yourself.
this cabin has a tub. That's pretty-
Cabin.
I do Buster. I go with Buster because Buster probably knows how to play crib.
Wow, yeah.
You know, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna have some good old times with Buster. You know, there's no real threat there. He's not gonna manipulate you or cut off your legs. You know? He's not gonna get morose like Paul and his
Yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah.
I
Paul
couldn't.
is not good with relationships.
Oh, dude, I
So-
couldn't even stand myself. Like I would be sitting there. Oh my God, I gotta be here by myself. No wonder he writes. Sick to get away from it. Like,
So Buster, we'd all want to
Buster
be
for sure.
Buster.
What's your favorite part about this rehearsal process? Oh, that's a good question. If I'm going to be honest, I have a newborn, and one of my favorite parts about this rehearsal process is how accommodating people have been with keeping me called to mostly just the time that I'm needed, which has allowed me to be at home an extra couple hours with my baby, but also working with these two. I have to say, I've admired Hugh's work for 20 years and never got a chance to work with him, and I've known Samantha for a long time, and it was our first show outside of theater school together. And Jeremy, I've known Jeremy professionally for forever, it feels like, and this is the first time I've had a chance to work with him. So working with the team is pretty cool.
I love everything about rehearsal. I love exploring and play, and I would be more than happy to rehearse for like a year. I just love the rehearsal. It's my favorite part.
yeah, it's just just to get to know these characters. I mean, I've seen. I know the first time I saw Andrew Bigelow on stage, and that was at miles from home at Parkborough, and just such a great show and such a great performance, and just to be able to work with Samantha. Well, I guess the first time I saw you on stage was just. I mean, it's really tiring to know you, so it seems like a long time that I've known you, but I guess I've actually known Andrew longer. But
Yeah, but I wear on you.
it's sort of grinding. Well, we worked together. We worked together before I actually saw you on stage. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what's really jaded. Actually.
Okay, I want to add to listening to the banter between these two. That's my favorite part of rehearsal.
Oh, right. Oh, it's I'm not a really good reader. Do you like horror movies? Do you like being scared? No, I don't. I really, it makes me, it's kind of strange, huh, everybody?
Same. Yeah.
It's so weird because, I don't know, it drives me insane to just not know when my react. What do you call that?
The jump scares and everything. Yeah, I don't like that. Anything that like gives me a little bit of image or it makes me uncomfortable that I can then run with. Like I've watched things where I then can't like look down the shower drain, or I don't want to look in the mirror when I brush my teeth at night, or
dream.
Samantha.
She gets right down there and she's looking in with a flashlight.
see, it takes a long time to find it. I mean, no, but you know, I don't know. I saw some, but I don't like it, and I'll play like these terrible movies in my head. So I just learned years ago, don't do it.
I have to be convinced. Like, I can only watch a horror movie with somebody who's like passionate about it, and they're like, "Let's do this. Can you watch this with me?" And usually I'll try to avoid it, but then sometimes I'll sit down and watch. All right. Do you eat meatloaf? Yes, I have eaten meatloaf. I have not eaten meatloaf in some time. I love my mother's meatloaf.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. And I love the band.
Yeah.
Meatloaf's a good band. Anyone
Um,
else?
no.
That's a hard no.
Have you read Stephen King's books? No. Right back to the horror thing. I can't take it. Though, I did watch, like, oh, I loved his movies, the, you know, Shawshank Redemption and Stand By Me, but no, I have not read his books. So my husband keeps telling me to read Stephen King's On Writing. I should probably do that.
I have read some Stephen King books. I haven't read them all. I've read a couple of the horror. I would read a horror book before I watch a horror movie, just because I feel like I'm in control. I can decide when I'm going to put it down and when I'm going to keep going. But I like Stephen King's. I like his horror stuff. Like, I have read Misery when I was a teenager.
The last one I read was Salem's. Well, this is not really a book. Salem's Lot, because I did a TV series here, and that was based on that book. So I read that, and I read. No, I guess I did. I read Bag of Bones, and because that's about a writer. It was actually about a writer who has writer's block.
What's it like being a part of Neptune's 60th season? I'd say it's pretty cool. Yeah, to be honest with you, once rehearsal started, I didn't really give much thought to the magnitude of the 60th season, but I think it's pretty monumental. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm thrilled to be part of Neptune's 60th season. It played a huge part in my young life as a young actor, and you know, I've worn many different hats inside this building. I was the director of Neptune Theatre School and the touring company for 5 years, and I've been a director here and an actor here and a teacher here, and it holds a very special place in my heart.
I don't know. It's yeah. I guess once you get into the rehearsal part, I actually feel whenever that other show was, that Major Barbara, it was it does actually made me think about moving on, like getting older, and yeah, how decrepit I'm actually. But it is kind of
You probably think about that each morning.
each morning when I get up after this
We
rehearsal.
have trouble getting up.
Oh dear, I gotta get up. That's a 5-stage process.
But it's no, but it actually it is really. I mean, and to see the quality of the stuff that they brought in this year, it's just a fantastic season.
That's all for now. Come see Misery. Tickets are on sale now at neptunetheatre.com.